I grew up on a dairy farm, so I've always loved agriculture. And so during college, got to travel abroad. I went to India and did a study abroad in Samoa, New Zealand, and I saw some more of the international agricultural issues, and I felt like there's a big need because the majority of the world makes their living on agriculture. They're subsistence farmers. So I thought it'd be a great way to use my background and be able to keep farming. And so after college, I went to the agricultural missions organization called ECHO, which is in Florida, and learned about tropical agriculture and development. And I worked, they had different areas of the farm, like hot and humid lowlands, desert, mountain, they tried to replicate all the conditions for growing food in really difficult circumstances, which is where the poorest of the poor end up getting the land that's really not so conducive for growing food. And my area of what they called the global village was urban gardening. So I learned how to do container gardening, growing in carpets or whatever, tires, whatever kind of trash that people have laying around. And so it's really fun. And then I finished the year there and went to Haiti for 3 months working at a small farm resource center. So we got to interact with farmers and hear about what they were looking for or needing, and we tried to introduce some improved seeds and that sort of thing. And then I got a call to go to West Africa. So that was my first African experience, and I was really not sure what to expect, and I had no ambition to go to Africa ever, but I felt like that's where God wanted me, so I went and worked at a orphanage to help set up a farm, and I fell in love with Africa. They told me it would get in your blood and you never leave, and they were kind of right. So I spent a year there and helped to get that farm started so that they would be more self-sustaining. And then I went home and wanted to see the whole development perspective. So I went to DC and interned for an agricultural development organization and saw the bureaucracy and all that stuff. But it was still just good to understand it and learn it from that angle. So then ECHO called me and asked if I wanted to go to Ethiopia to help start this fruit tree project. So there was a famine, as I'm sure you've heard about, in the early 80s. And so that kind of got the ball rolling for them, thinking, okay, we're providing food for them, but we can't do this every time there's going to be a famine, and there's bound to be another famine at some point. So we have to try to do something to prevent such a catastrophic result from having a bad growing season. So they wrote up this food security plan, which is 3 parts, and I haven't seen it yet, so I'm not really familiar with everything. But one aspect is drip irrigation, for every household to have a small garden plot where they have drip irrigation, and they can grow their own vegetables right there in their own backyard. And the other aspect where I come in is the fruit tree project, and they would like to have 3 fruit trees in every backyard for approximately 200,000 households, which is just a phenomenal number. But it would be awesome to have, these trees, because even, you have a bad year, you're still going to get fruit. And so papaya, mango, and avocado are the 3 trees that they're planning to give. And it's not just a gift. The family or the individual has to show that they have some water conservation techniques enacted so that they'll be able to care for the trees. And they chose those 3 species, number 1, because they're already here, people know them, and number 2, they can mango and papaya can be dried and preserved, so that's really important. And avocado is just very nutritious, so good source of fats and vitamins and minerals, as you can see here. We have a whole bunch of seedlings. That these seeds all came from Ethiopia, so they grow in Ethiopia. We know that they're accustomed to the soil, and they'll survive in this climate. So we plant these seeds from Ethiopia, but the fruit quality is not going to be up to par with what we're trying to achieve. You never know whenever you just plant a seed through sexual reproduction whether you're going to get the same type of fruit that came from the seed that it gave. So that's why you graft. And with avocados, you would snip off, there's couple different methods, but one method, cleft graft, is you cut off the top and make a cut down the middle of the stem, and then you take a piece of budwood from a tree that has good fruit, that you know it's good quality, and you take a short piece of the new growth and just cut a V and stick it down in there, wrap it tight, and it will just grow up through that new piece. And that piece of budwood that you took from the tree is genetically made up to think, okay, I'm a full-grown tree, I can produce fruit. So it just grows, and you'll get fruit 2 or 3 years faster than just by waiting for this seedling to grow and produce fruit. And you're guaranteed to get the fruit that came from the tree you took the budwood from.
Okay.
So that's why grafting is ideal to do, especially here. So that's part of the reason why we bring the fruit trees from Florida, because we know the quality, they're established, they're harder skin, so it's better for export, for especially if you want to try to make a micro enterprise out of it and send it to market or that sort of thing. You'll get a lot more mileage out of it. Especially Ethiopia is ideal because of their climate. It's great because you have, right here, we're in the mountains, and it's temperate all year. You never get a frost, so you can have some of the tropical trees like avocado and mango, which are traditionally tropical trees, but you can also have temperate trees like apple, olives, pears, those types of things, apricot.
Okay.
So it's a wide range. It's really a perfect place to have fruit. Jumped into this really fast. This has been in the works for years, and then Echo became involved about a year ago, but I wasn't a part of that. So I came into the picture 5 weeks before I actually arrived here. So I didn't really know a lot of the background of the project or everything that they do. It's just so much bigger than I ever dreamed, and I'm still learning all parts of Project Mercy and what they do, because it's big, and this vision is big, and I think if I would have realized how big it was, I might have been more intimidated and might not have come. But it's incredible, the scope, and I hope that we're able to accomplish those goals. It'll take time. It's not
Sure.
overnight. I hope to get, our goal is to get all of these grafted successfully. That's key, is successfully. And training is a huge part of that. And I'm not going to be here forever, but these guys need to be equipped with the skills to continue this project. And so I think training is one of the key parts of that. And I hope that I can equip them adequately to do it with quality. So we're continuing to propagate. We planted about 700 avocado seeds last week.
Okay.
So we'll keep it going. But another part is I hope to get to see some other fruit tree projects in the country, to see what successes. You gotta learn from other people's mistakes and successes, So I hope that we get to see what other people are doing. I have no idea what's next. I would like to go to grad school, so that's a possibility. But I'm just open to where God calls me. I'll go where doors open.